From the depths of Alta Loma and the heights of Cucamonga Peak, it's On the Couch with Dr. Strange.
Hey! Welcome, August 1st, 2016. We have a great guest tonight, but before that, I have one stupid joke. I wrote it quickly, so it's going to suck balls more than usual. You know, can you hear me? People say to me, "Oh, hey doc, that's a shame. You're starting to lose your hair on top." I'm like, "No, I know. I'm not losing my hair. I know exactly where it is. It's on the floor. It's on my feet. It's in the kitchen drain. So technically, I'm not really losing it." Okay, that was stupid. But getting to something more serious, let's go meet my old friend Chad from Red Death. The other guys are on the road right now, going to Philadelphia. We'll find out more about that. So come on, let's go have an interview with Red Death. This is Chad, everyone, but introduce yourself and what you do in the
Chad.
band.
I sing in Red Death. People call me DHD, so you might just know me as DHD.
What's DHD? I
You never heard this one, have
No,
you?
this ought to be
So
good.
initially, you'll like the initial name.
He always has
I
weird
don't,
shit.
I don't tell people this name, but I'll tell just because you will love it.
Okay.
Dat Hard Dick. You would like it.
I like
I
it.
didn't come up with it. I swear.
No, I'm sure your mom
No,
did.
I wish it was my mom. It wasn't. I wouldn't actually
Dat
call myself
Hard
that.
Dick. I love it.
Yeah, but
Like I said, next time.
I just got a new one on this tour. It's Dance Hard or Die, which I don't dance or hard, but Dance Hard or Die.
That Hard Dick is way, way better.
Oh, I know.
It suits you.
Yeah, I know. It definitely suits me. I got a long neck, like hard penis.
Yeah,
So it kind of works.
Like an uncircumcised.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm circumcised, so it works.
Tell me, now keep in mind, this is an interview. A lot of these questions I know, but the people watching don't. So don't say, "Oh, Bill, you should know this." Tell me, or tell us, what are some of the previous bands that you've been in here? Been in before?
I've only like I was in some bands when I was younger that didn't really release anything. But I was in a band called Soul Search. I was
Right.
like on the demo, and then I left, and then they did like a couple records. They're on Revolution Records, all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in that band for like on the demo, and then I moved to Washington D.C. and
I remember when you did that,
was
and I was
2012.
yeah. Well, let's tell the people briefly like how I know you and how long you've been coming here.
I'm-
How old were you then when you first started coming?
I started coming because I'm originally from here. I think
Cucamonga.
people understand that Red Death's like a Washington D.C. band because I live there, but I'm from Rancho.
Yeah.
And I started coming here when I was like 9 or 10.
Really?
I
You used to come with your mom.
My
and
mom would take
go
me.
shopping
my
and
dad
stuff.
would
That
take
was
me.
cool.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, they would take me like when I got a little older. I'd skateboard over here because it's not that far from my house, so I'd skateboard. But they would initially take me
How old are you now?
25.
Okay.
So I've been going for like 15 years.
Yeah, almost the store open because the store will be here for October. Will be 18 years at the store. The physical store will be
Yeah,
here.
perfect. Yeah, perfect.
That's cool. And I have to tell you, I was really proud of you because you come in with your mom, and I'm like, you're a good kid, and then you told me you're moving to DC. I'm like, he's not gonna last a month.
That's what everyone thought.
I know.
And I thought that too. Like I remember
And you
getting
did it.
like.
That was a big.
I remember smoking a lot of weed before I moved and getting real high and freaking out and just be like, this is not going to work. Like, I've never lived on my own before. What am I going to do? Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to fall flat on my ass, like, immediately. And then, like, now it's like, I was there for almost, like, 3 years. And
I
it's fine the
know.
entire time. Yeah, there's never an issue.
And you worked at Joint Custody Records, right?
No, I did
You
a couple,
visited.
I did a couple shifts there, and I used to hang out there a lot.
Uh-huh.
I worked at, like, a Whole Foods for, like,
Hmm.
6 months. And then I worked at, like, a Texas barbecue restaurant called Hill Country for, like, almost 2 years.
And then tell me how you met the guys and started Red Death.
I met the guys in Red Death. So it was like Connor on drums, Ace on guitar, Robin on bass, and Alfredo on guitar. I know Alfredo's the newest member, but I know him from here because he's from SoCal.
Uh-huh.
And we just added him because we wanted the live, so like a
Smart.
second guitarist
Yep.
to make it sound
That's-
full. Because that's how we do on the record and stuff.
I agree
I met
100%.
Connor first, or maybe Robin. It was one of the two, but I think it was Connor first. Because Connor moved, he's from Raleigh, North Carolina, and he was subletting an old roommate to mine room. And like we had just met and we were like bonding real hard, like like same like music and all that stuff, like, and we really bonded over how much we loved Corrosion of Conformity, because he's from Raleigh and stuff, and how much I loved the second record, Animosity. It's just like a real sick crossover record.
Yes.
But I was like, I feel like it flies under like the radar because that record got them big, but they got signed and they turned into like some like want to be like Leonard Skinner thing, you know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't know that. I wasn't
Yeah,
really
the
familiar with
OSCs,
them after
yeah,
that.
when they added Pepper Keen in the band stuff, it's not hardcore.
Oh, they totally changed.
It's not fast like Animosity.
Right.
But I wanted to do a band like Animosity. We really talked about how cool it'd be if we did like something like Animosity meets like Discharge.
Yeah.
With almost like DB influence, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? So we talked about that over the summer, and then it didn't really happen. He moved in. I moved into like a room that was like $400 a month, and the room was fucking empty.
Mhm.
And that 1 month I was in it, I struggled to like pay the rent on myself.
Sure.
And he was like, "Well, I'm going back to Raleigh. I wish I could stay." I was like, "Yo, I got plenty of room in this room. You can just move in this room. We just split the room like." there's
Just
no-
the room.
Yeah, you just get this side, I'll get this
Yeah.
side, we'll split down to
Nice,
200,
that's
200,
fun.
and like you'll stay here, and then blah blah blah. So that happened, and we wanted to do the band, but we didn't jam it. We talked about it, it didn't happen yet until our guitarist Ace moved from Raleigh to DC. We had another room opening up, and Connor was like, "I know someone who'd be perfect for that room. It's this guy Ace," and I actually had met Ace before. Funny story. I saw him at the first like Damage City DC Fest, and he was wearing a Death Side shirt. And I was just like, "Oh hell yeah, Death Side fan!" And, I kind of thought he was maybe from like Japan or something because he's Asian. He's Filipino though. I was just being a fucking idiot.
That's
But,
not an idiot.
I went up to him and I was just like, "Oh hell yeah, dude goes that Travis Harper like he's from over there 66," and then like I met him and it's just like, "Oh, he's American." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, cool, tight." And then like I totally forgot that we had that at a meeting and stuff, but like they were talking about Death Side, like, wow, this guy like knows a lot about Death Side, like me. That's tight.
Yeah.
And I remember like being like, "Oh, I don't know who Ace is," and like, "Yeah, but I guess you could come up in the house, sure." And then like, lo and behold, it was Ace, and I was just like, "Oh, it's you, Death Side guy."
Cool.
I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, yeah,
that's
you moved in the
weird.
house," and then we started talking about COC Animosity also and Discharge. I was like, "Yo, we just need to do this band." So like, this was early November 2013, and immediately I was like, "We need to do this band." And we went down the basement, and just wrote like 2 songs, like just like that.
How'd you get connected with Grave Mistake? That's a good label. I know it's from
So
back
we
there.
did the demo ourselves initially, and then Great Mistake. Like we're all big fans of like Great Mistake.
I am
Stuff
too.
Like Government Warning. all
I
that
love
shit.
Government Warning.
Oh, I love all
Awesome
that stuff.
band.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I love all that stuff.
Awesome.
R.I.P. Brandon. Love all that stuff. But he hit us up.
Alex?
Alex hit us up. I didn't know Alex initially.
Mm-hmm.
I think not Alex. I think Ace and Connor might have known Alex before, but I didn't. But I remember him hitting us up initially, being like, "I want to put the demo on vinyl,"
Cool.
and we were kind of like, "Demo the vinyl," and then like I think it got to a point where like, you know what, like he's setting us up, like he wants to do like a record also.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, let's just do it. Like it's Great Mistake Records. Like
Why would you even like?
I don't know
think for a
why
second,
I
no, that's such a
I
great
didn't know
deal.
why I thought no at first. I don't know why I did that. I do a lot of dumb things.
Yeah.
That's one of them. I don't know why I did that because it was perfect working with him.
Yeah.
So we did the demo on the 7-inch and the LP with him, and it was perfect working with him. Like
So you mentioned earlier COC, Corrosion of Conformity, and Discharge. Are those two of your influences?
for Red Death.
Yeah, for Red
Yeah,
Death. Or, I
initially
mean, I
it
know the
still
stuff
is.
that you like. You're a big Bad Brains fan. You have been ever since you've been coming in here. But
Yeah.
for the band, are those two of your?
Those two are still pretty prominent. I'd say other ones would be like I said, Death Side's real big.
Uh-huh.
Anything that's like hardcore punk but metal influenced but not being metal.
Okay.
I'd say like Cro-Mags.
Yep.
Cro-Mags is like a big influence on Red Death, but like I wouldn't call them a metal band. But Age of Coral is like straddling the line between punk and metal. You know what I mean? So like stuff like that. Crucifix Dehumanization.
Yeah,
Kind of a
that's
little
a
bit
good
the same way.
record. Mhm.
That's a big influence on Red Death. And then like recently, it's been a lot of like, for me, Motorhead.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, that's like the
Yeah, you gotta
that's the
respect
metal
those.
punk band. You know what I mean?
They are,
Like,
yeah.
They're
They're,
the band that got set up by the punks and the metalheads.
Big
you know what I mean?
time.
Yeah, which is
One of
like,
the few.
that's like what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, so they're big for me.
Where
Stuff
does
like
the name come from? How'd you come up with that
Red
name?
Death, another musical influence. Red Death comes from a band from DC called Void.
Mm-hmm.
Not DC proper. They're from Columbia, Maryland, but close enough.
Great band.
Great band.
On Discord Records.
Discord Records.
Early
the
80s,
Faith
yeah.
Split, top tier DC hardcore.
That is good, yeah.
We were like, didn't know what we were thinking about names for the band. We didn't know what to call the band.
Mhm.
And then there one day we were driving after like getting food or something, and we had just been listening to Potion for Bad Dreams, the Void LP that didn't get released.
Right. The later, yeah.
The metal
Yes,
one.
I know
Yeah.
that.
But it's got some jams on it.
It does.
In my opinion, it's got some straight
How'd
jams.
you hear a copy of that? Even I don't think I've heard a copy of that. Where'd you
I
find
just
that?
got off SoulSeek.
Oh,
I didn't have a
someone
physical
posted.
copy.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the now I
That
have like a
explains it.
bootleg tape. Someone
Made
dubbed
it.
the tape, so I have a tape version of it. But then I just had the MP3s, and I like we were driving around and like I think our old bass was just like, yo, like what are some of the song titles from that record? Like I don't know song titles. Like now it's just I remember doing this. I remember saying Bloodlust, and I remember saying Red Death. And I remember him being like, Red Death sounds cool.
It does.
And I was just like, that does fit. It does sound cool. Especially with like my lyrics and stuff, because around the time of the demo, very like, you know, there's an execution on the cover of the demo. I'm talking about like, I like writing about like fucked up things, like heads getting cut off and stuff like that. And
Right.
that stuff's cool. So I think Red Death is like an appropriate name.
Well, for me, I thought it was, when I first heard it, it was like a throwback to like 1950s America, like the communism threat, like
Oh
red.
no!
You know,
I think
thought that was
someone,
kind of cool.
I think
too.
someone said it online too. They thought we were like some communist band and stuff. I was just like, I couldn't tell you a thing about any of that.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, I didn't think you were a
that's
commie.
definitely not us.
I just thought
I
it was
can't
like
tell
a-
you a thing
yeah,
about
like
any
a
of that.
warning of communism or something.
Nah. It was just a Void song. And I think that's cool because it was like a DC band. Like I was in like a DC band being made in DC because like all the two bands I was in prior to Red Death, Intent and Zoom. Intent was made before I got in the band, so I didn't like make.
Oh,
anything.
I remember Zoom. I remember you
And
telling me
Zoom,
about
I wrote
that.
it here.
Okay,
So I
I
didn't
forgot
make
about that.
anything in DC or write anything in DC that was like a DC band.
Right.
So Red Death was that.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it just was appropriate just to name it after like a DC hardcore song or
Oh
something.
no, I
Because,
think it's a
like,
great name.
because like we're just a DC hardcore band, like we should just keep in that lineage, you know. So that's how that came about.
Yeah, cool. Now I asked you before we started this in the green room. There's no green room. That's the green room. To pick out a couple records that influenced you.
I got some. So
What'd you find?
first one I got this. This is like definitely a Red Death thing. Samhain Initium.
That's their best
84.
record.
I say that too. Everyone
I-
else says November Coming Fire. I say Initium.
I like
I
Initium.
like the whole discography. I say
Yeah.
Initium.
I
I
it's-
picked this for a Red Death thing. We've covered Black Dream, but I picked this because lyrically and aesthetically, this is like big for me. It's just like gory, bloody. Like I love the Misfits, but this is when Danzig was like, I need to stop fucking around and get serious.
Yeah, I agree.
This
I know
like
what you mean.
music isn't cheesy. Like I can't have these like cartoon characters like Jerry and Doyle staying on stage looking like fucking Frankenstein and shit. Like this is like real hard, like
A little more
pagan
evil.
occult,
Yeah,
evil
paganism.
influenced, like music influenced by like the death rock scene and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. So it's real hard and gory and big influence like musically for me and lyrically for Red Death.
Yeah.
and visually, just like.
Yes,
Look how cool it
it's
is.
the complete
he's like,
package.
He's like currently, you can kind of see he's like currently like starting to lift the weights. So he's getting ready for Danzig. So he's got the chest there. He's working out. Like he's covered in fucking. I think it's horse's blood or is it pig's blood?
Is it really?
It's one of the two.
It's a
on
real
this.
blood.
It's real blood because I remember reading an interview and he talks about how pain in the fucking ass it was. Like
To get off because it
oh,
probably
'cause it's
stains.
so sticky. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was all disgusting. It smelled awful, I guess,
Yeah,
and stuff like
gross.
that. Looks cool. Yeah.
That is a great record.
And then this I just picked because I wanted to pick something odd and freak people
That's
out.
pretty odd.
This has nothing to do with Red Death at all. This has maybe it does because of me, but Mozart.
I think he's
love
serious.
Classical music. I'm being serious
Yeah,
about
he's
this one,
serious.
but
He is serious.
I love classical music. I'm more of a Beethoven and a Bach guy, but I love Mozart too. And this is.
Does stuff like this help you write Red Death songs?
Yeah,
Or you just like to listen to it to relax?
it does. I think like see, it's piano sonatas and stuff. See, I like that stuff. I listen to it just like it helps write music. It's very like helps me understand how like chord changes and stuff like that. And
Oh.
things of that nature, like piecing like a
It's-
sound or so in
Yeah,
together. and
it's
complex
you're getting
stuff.
an education.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
probably one of the best
Yeah, like-
teachers out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, for sure. Like Bach comes Sweet Death and all that stuff, and like all like Wendy Carlos doing Bach and all that stuff. It's like I just like listen to that stuff. It's real cool.
You know, it's funny you say that because so many people that I've spoken to in other punk bands, and I asked them in passing, well, who do you like? You know, a lot of them don't even listen to punk, or just very few, and they listen to weird. I'm like, what? Are you kidding
Well,
me?
I
But
listen
they're
to
into
punk
weird
too and stuff, and like I listen to what like
No, I know you do.
I listen to what like Red Death is influenced by and stuff like this tour. I listened to a shit ton of fucking Motorhead this past month, like Bomber and Overkill and stuff. I listen to a lot of that, which I'd say is big for Red Death. But like I listen to a lot of Clash, like Combat Rock and Sandinista, all the weird stuff and stuff. I wouldn't call that influence on Red Death directly.
You're right.
I say more on the like political aspect.
Yes.
Especially with like new songs that no one's heard that we got. I'm like, it's definitely real, like for me, political influence.
Maybe it
I want it to be kind of like
influences
a
your-
commentary on the time, and
Yeah.
Clash is like Joe Strummer was like perfect with that.
Yeah.
So there's that, but like, I'd say like, I was just in the Highway to Hell the other day, AC/DC, like, I wouldn't really call it direct influence on Red Death, but it's just a rock
Maybe,
record.
yeah, just motivates
It's just a rock
your,
record that I like. Like, I listened to a lot of Generation X.
Oh, I
Like,
love Generation
we
X.
played Gilman Street on Friday.
Oh, you did?
And I was in, because Harm's Way was playing, and, like, the bathroom, like, you have to get to the crowd to get to the bathroom, and I was in the back of the room, and I had to take a massive shit. I was just like, I'm not fucking doing this right now. Like, I'll get hit. Like, I'll probably shit my pants if I get hit. Like, I'm not going to do this right now. So there was like a Whole Foods a block away. So I went to the
You
Whole
ran?
Foods, ran to the Whole Foods, to the crowd at the Whole Foods, and I was all done and ready to go. And then Dance With Myself came on the speakers. So
At
I
Whole
sta-
Foods?
Yeah, so I stand on the toilet and just dancing.
Yeah,
around,
you
know?
did.
So like, you know, stuff like that. You know what I
You're
mean? Like,
entitled because you worked there at
yeah,
one time.
I did, yeah,
That's
I did,
right.
I did.
Do you guys consider yourself? This is something that has bugged me, you know, being older. Do you consider yourself a hardcore band? And what is hardcore? Because it's different for me. I think it's an age
Yeah.
thing. And well, tell me what you think. What's your opinion? What's hardcore?
Well, hardcore, I think, has just taken such evolution from what you're probably referencing for you was like the first wave,
Yes.
the early '80s stuff, which
And
we're very much influenced by that.
I know you are.
But
yeah.
hardcore has definitely had different, like, Chromatics bringing the metal, and COC bringing the metal, like Leeway bringing the metal, kind of shaped the late '80s, the whole straight edge thing and stuff like that. Even in the '90s, like, I don't like that stuff, but like the metalcore stuff. So hardcore is like real, like, evolved and taking different shapes. Hardcore to me, though, I think is just doing what you want, which that's a lot of those people were doing. Like, that's how they felt at the time, so that's what they did. Like, Cro-Mags being a metal band, in a sense, probably so fucking out there for the time. Like, people, they definitely probably had haters for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, they were just doing what they wanted to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think hardcore is a way to, like, see. I was never a metalhead when I was a kid. I come from this room, you know. But hardcore got me into metal. I think hardcore is whatever you want to make it. You can make it that.
Okay,
You know what I
that's a
mean?
good answer.
Like,
yeah.
like even Void, like.
That's
that sh-
hardcore to me.
But that shit's so bizarre too if you think about it, because it's so metal influenced. Like, who at that time was metal influenced? You know what I mean? Like, Bubba was like wearing Motley Crue shirts and wearing, like, playing the fucking Blue Iceman. Like, it's so not punk. You know what I mean? But I think that's what makes it hardcore. It's like it's just that
It's an
to him was
attitude,
hardcore.
yeah, yeah.
That to him was hardcore. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I
So
know exactly
I
what you
think like Red Death being like kind of metal band, but being a hardcore band at the same time is just. Well, I think hardcore is just being yourself, and that's how I identify hardcore. Is I just play what I want to play.
Yeah, no, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Tell us, how do shows differ, like from the East Coast to the West Coast? Because you've done them both, and you lived out there, but you know, you're from here. so you're a
Moshing
good person.
styles for sure are definitely different.
In what way?
West Coast likes a circle pit. The East Coast doesn't circle pit, but the East Coast really like moshes harder, I think.
Or
Right.
violent, or just more into it?
Like more into it
Yeah.
is the word I'd use. More into it. How it differs.
Well, what about the feel of the crowd, the attitude? You know, some people or places out here, especially in Southern California, if you're playing a show in L.A. or Orange County or Riverside, it's a different vibe. Like in
Yeah.
Riverside, you fall down, they pick you up. In Orange County, maybe they're going to beat the fuck. I mean, it just depends where you are.
Yeah,
How is it different?
I have like I've experienced that in SoCal, but I think like East Coast is almost pretty much all the same. I mean, everyone's got their own little different mosh styles and stuff, and
But like they're still united and
more
cool.
scenes have like bigger scenes where they're like more attended shows. Like I'd say like Boston's real like rocking, and like New York right now is real rocking. And like even DC's like on the come up too, but it's just so much different than the West Coast.
What
You
about?
get a lot of kids at both shows and stuff, and like a thing on the East Coast is different than the West Coast. This is the thing; it's a Boston thing right now. It's like a big girl movement in hardcore. Like girls are really starting bands, and like there's bands like Firewalker and all that like stuff. Crime Watch actually just played LA last night. They played East 7th. Like there's more like girls like get involved, wanting to do hardcore bands. Like being like, we're hard too, so we're gonna fuck shit up too, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Which I remember being out here, and I don't remember that happening at all. But that's like a big thing on the East Coast.
And
So
it'll make its way over
Oh,
here.
it'll definitely make its way over here. I mean, like I said, Crime Watch played LA last night. Firewalker's about to play LA in like a week or so. So like those like the girl bands are making their ways around, you know, and they're great hardcore bands.
Really?
Yo, they're great hardcore bands. Yeah, yeah.
Tell
So
us
that's-
about. You were telling me what was it, a couple of weeks ago you got back from Europe? You guys played
Yeah.
a tour there. Who'd
And
you
then-
play with? What are
Europe.
some of the tell us about Europe and like some of
Europe?
the bands you guys have played with, not only in Europe but
So
in the U.S. I know you played
We
with some
did
pretty big
Europe
bands.
late May to late June. Bands that played with, I want to mention, we didn't really play with much big bands. We played the same fest as Doom, but we didn't play the same day as Doom. There's this band from France that I really like, and we played with them twice at the end of the tour. I've told you about them, but they're called Ricks.
Mm-hmm. They're out here now, I think.
They're gonna be. They're gonna play Berserk Town, and I think they're doing the West Coast tour too. It might actually be going on now.
I thought it was. Whatever, it's
I'm not
soon
sure,
if
but
not.
Ricks is coming, and they're awesome. It's like French Oi, real like
They're like a No Future type of influence band,
they
right?
they got like an Italian Oi influence, kind of like Nabat and stuff like that. It's just like real cool Oi music, and the dudes are awesome. The drummer does this thing on the side called Digital Octopus. I don't know if you heard of
Oh,
that.
I have to do that.
Yeah, like this,
Yeah.
this like goes to like Digital Octopus.
Yeah.
Maxine, what's up, my man? Yeah, Maxine does this thing, Digital Octopus, where like he does like Cockspar covers.
Oh,
and, like,
nice.
different old covers, like a Sheer Mac cover, but they're digital.
Uh-huh.
It's like dance music.
Yeah,
you know?
I've heard it.
They're real,
I think Derek has played
not
it.
so masculine.
Yeah.
I know he just did a Screwdriver song. He did that on
Oh, I
Like
know.
You.
I've heard that.
And
Yeah,
he
that's
got-
a great. That's the song I was thinking.
Yeah,
of.
we were talking.
Don't they also do the
we were-
Misfits too? I think.
Yeah, I
I
think
know
he
I
does
heard the
Hybrid
Screwdriver
Moments. I
song.
think he does
Yeah,
Hybrid Moments.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like,
it's actually pretty funny.
I
It's
guess in Europe, and a couple people have kind of just like flipped their lid about the whole Screwdriver thing, which Maxine was telling it to me, and when he was saying it to me, I was like, it makes perfect sense. Like, I agree with you. Like, of course, like, duh. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, I
I
know.
don't listen to a fucking Screwdriver,
Yeah.
but like, it's like, do you think if the dudes from Screwdriver heard that, like, not masculine cover of that song, that they
Yeah,
would like that?
Exactly.
No,
I know.
Like,
No,
they
I
would
know.
hate it.
Yeah. No,
That's
they
what's
did
so
a great
cool about
job,
it.
man.
Oh,
Yeah.
they would hate it,
I know.
but it's so like catchy because
It
it's,
is.
it's just like dancing.
I know, yeah, you can't help but tap your toes to it.
Yeah, like initially I was just like, man, they got this fucking dance party shit going on. Like I remember being like that a couple times. And then like at the Death Side gigs, like
I think it's
after
more
Power
like
Trip
new
played,
wave
like-
or something. To
Yeah,
me,
it's definitely more new wave.
It's very cool. Yeah.
And
I don't want people to think it's like dancey. It's
I-
good. I think it's really.
I
good.
remember being at like it was the Death Side weekend in New York back in April, and it was the Power Trip show. It just ended at the Akron, and all of a sudden I'm just outside. I'm like figuring out what I'm gonna do next. And all of a sudden I just hear "Can't Tell No One" by Negative Approach, but like.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, it starts.
And
to
I was
sound
just like,
familiar,
I was
what
just
the
like, I was like, I think I'll go check it out. And I went in and like, I wasn't a hater anymore. I was kind of walked in, peeked my head. I was like, you know what?
That's all right.
This is kind of cool.
It's-
actually.
it's hard
and then
to
I
be
met Maxine and it made me
different.
like
Yeah,
it
like,
more.
that's
And it made me
cool.
like it more.
Yeah, it makes a big difference if you like the people.
Yeah, for sure. So like initially I was just like, what the fuck? But now I'm just like, oh, I like it. It's just such a novelty. Like,
Yeah.
Who would think to make a Screwdriver Negative Approach sound like not masculine at all? Like, make it sound like a gay bar jam.
Yeah, it's like, how is that even possible?
He pulled it
He
off.
did,
He
yeah,
did.
no,
He
he
pulled it
does
off.
do it.
Yeah, he pulled it off. It's great. But yeah, back to the question. Ricks, we play with them. They're awesome. Play with this band in Copenhagen, same fest called Stress SS. It's like members of Heritage and stuff. And I think I might have just been their only show they played. I'm not sure, but it was awesome. Like Rage and like DB. That shit was cool.
And you're leaving very soon to Philadelphia. That's why the guys aren't here. They're on the road. So
Yeah.
what? Tell me more about that show coming up. It's a big
We-
fest, right?
Yeah, we just did. I got done Saturday. We just did the full US with like Terror and Power Trip and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And now we're just doing Saturday. This is Hardcore Festival. It's like a big festival.
That's this
Philly.
Saturday?
It's this weekend, but we play Saturday.
Okay.
Last year, like Exploited played,
Oh, cool.
like Misfits played and stuff. This year, the day we're playing is Gorilla Biscuits,
Wow.
Killing Time, Power Trip, The Trouble, some other bands.
Let me ask you this, and you don't have to give me a number. I'm just curious. You know, starting off, you have your record, which is this one, the one on Great Mistake. You have a brand new one, which the store has before anyone else, on Locking Out, which I'll ask you more about that in a second.
Sure.
But when you start a band, I know it's just, you're keeping your fingers crossed and getting gas money is cool.
Yeah.
But as you progress and you have more records out and you're bringing more people in, are you able to, I know you're not making money, but are you not losing money?
No, it's fine. Like, we got enough fan base to where, like, enough kids that are into us to where, like, we go on tour and, like,
And you're selling merchandise.
yeah, we're selling.
But what
good
about a
merchandise and
guarantee?
stuff.
Is that just like basically gas money to to get you guys there, or how does that work? Do you get a percentage, or do you have a booking agent?
No, we don't have a booking agent. We book ourselves. Like on this like past tour of Terror and stuff, we had like a little guarantee. It was like 200, which is like it's fine. Like when we usually tour, we do like just whatever we can get from the door.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
that's
like,
what I think a lot of people don't
get more than
realize.
200. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like it's cool. Like it's I think really the thing is like door money really is like gasoline and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Merchandise
Is where
and
you
like
make T-shirts.
Yeah, that's where you like get people to look cool in your stuff, and then you,
Right.
it helps you keep going.
Yep.
I think that's a big thing. Merchandise is like a big thing.
It's
For
it
sure.
still is,
For sure.
regardless of the size of the band.
It's marketing. You have to
It's-
market
yeah,
yourself.
I mean, like-
it's music. You know,
Mhm.
marketing is a big thing about music. Like
And all
I'm-
genres of music.
I'm in a store where music's being sold. That's marketing right there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Well, how'd you get hooked up with Locking Out? It's a pretty big label.
I know
They have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's good label, just like Great Mistake. I know
Yeah.
Greg. The band I was in the tent was initially supposed to be on Lock It
Where are
Out.
they based from? Sorry.
Boston.
They are Boston.
Boston.
Like that.
So I knew Greg.
Name some other bands they put out so people are familiar.
Rival Mob, Raw
Mm-hmm.
Life, great record. Rampage, Limited Destruction, another great record. Free Spirit, Free Yourself 7-inch, very great. Pretty much the whole Mental discography.
Mental, yeah.
Righteous Jams.
All this stuff sells so
yeah,
quickly here.
Righteous Jams, stuff like that. You know. Recently, he's done like a percentage for the Flex, who we did a full US with last year. He just put out the Crime Watch tape. Did a No Warning single recently.
Oh, cool. So a
That's
lot
like
of
a-
stuff. Do you have plans
yeah.
for full length? Are you able to switch back and forth between Great Mistake and Locking
We
Out?
have
or what are your
plans. We have plans for a full length. We have like 5 songs demoed out that I'm really stoked on. They're like real cool to me. I don't know what we're gonna do label wise yet.
There's no rush.
No rush. I think now this is we're gonna have some downtime after this hardcore Saturday. I think we're gonna shop it around labels and see what bites and whatnot, and then just figure it out from there.
Yeah, that's a good
If
attitude.
we're gonna do Locking Out, I'm fine with just doing Locking Out again. That's fine. I think in this day and age, you don't really need a bigger label and stuff like
I
that.
agree.
As long as you get off your ass and get on the road and tour a lot, and you're bringing a killer live show, and like you got cool merchandise that like reflects the music and the energy you put in, like everything visually, sonically is cool, and you just tour your ass off. You don't really need a major label.
No.
You just do everything yourself.
100%.
So, like, I wouldn't
100%.
mind shopping around, but in my mind, at the same time, like, if we don't get any good bites, I don't give a shit. Like,
Well,
bands-
you put the work in. You can sell it yourself directly to people. And if
Of
you're
course,
playing a
of
show
course.
and going on tour, that's your distribution network right
yeah,
there.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Like, we can just distribute it ourselves.
Big time.
Yeah, which is not an issue. Like Trash Talk is a big band,
Mm-hmm.
and they did that. Like they just swore off labels, and like they got big as fuck just from that.
They
just
did.
supported themselves. Everything was like, if they like pressed the record, if they needed more records, it was on them. They didn't have to wait on the label to do this and this and that.
Yeah.
They just did it.
Do
you know
it
what I mean?
yourself.
And
That's
now look at
punk
them
rock.
like now look at them like they own a fucking store in LA, and they got like a whole like streetwear.
Do they really?
line. Yeah, Babylon. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Odd Future Records and all that shit, like on a rap label. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh,
It just proved that like you don't need a major label or even just any label backing you.
Right.
As long as you just get on the road, you tour,
And you have that drive.
You bring the jams, you bring the live show, you have the drive, you're good.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, speaking of that, speaking of getting on the road, I know you're going on the road, but tell people how to get in touch with Red Death if they want to buy your stuff. They want to buy this new record, they can buy it here at Dr. Strange, of course, but you can also buy it directly from the guys
You
from
can buy
Red
it
Death.
directly from us. Like I said, playing this hardcore Saturday.
But what about a website or Facebook?
Locking Out Records for sure.
Okay.
Locking Out's got them. I'm pretty sure he'll
But
distribute
don't you
them
have a
out.
personal one for the band?
Yeah, we don't have them online in our like big cartel yet. Since
you
we just
will?
got them on the road, but we will pretty soon. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Or we'll just keep them on us for shows. I'm
Okay.
sure what we'll do. Yeah, with that. But
How-
we have them, so if you need them, you can just come to us. We have them.
How do they find out about your tour dates besides the
Oh,
Philadelphia?
we just did the tour. It's done.
You just doing the one-off show?
Yeah.
And you
we
coming
just-
right back?
Oh, I didn't tell you this, did I?
Uh-uh.
I was just gone for like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Since last time I saw you?
Yeah.
'Cause last time I
I
saw
kind
you-
of I came back from Europe,
Yeah, you told
and
me
then
about.
I went back out again.
Oh, I didn't know that. You did
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
God, he's
No, that's all
so
good.
hard working.
I went out
Oh,
again.
tell people briefly about what happened in Spain. Do you want to mention that? Nothing bad against Spain.
Spain's rocks.
He loves Spain.
Spain's cool. The show
Last
was awesome.
show. Fuck.
No, it wasn't last show. It was middle of the tour.
Oh, I thought it was your last show. I'm sorry.
No, if that was the last show, I would have been like, a little easier. So I would be like, oh, let's fly home, and there goes my stuff. Oh well.
So what? Tell him.
So we played Barcelona on Saturday, literally smack dab in the middle of the tour. The show was awesome. I remember like having such a good like vibe and sitting outside and being like, God, this is great. Like this tour is fucking great. Like this show was fucking great. Like I'm about to be in fucking Italy on like Monday. Like this is great. Blah 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 blah. And we had we were told not to park the van outside. The street was like almost like a San Francisco style street. It was very steep, like hill, and there wasn't much parking. And we could have blocked a driveway,
Right.
which we were doing, but the promoter didn't recommend that. So we moved the van over like a block or two away to like this parking lot. And our driver went to get the van, and I was sitting there after the gig, and I was just like, God, this is like I said, God.
Yeah, you're on cloud nine.
Like,
Like,
God,
oh, man,
this is
awesome.
great. What's next? Like, it's gotta be something good. And then the van rolls up, and my driver says like, Yo, if you think I'm fucking around, go look at the van. Our windows got broken out. Every personal baggage in there's gone. Blah blah blah. I was just like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So yeah, someone broke into our van and took all our personal bags. Lost my personal bag.
Could have been worse. At least you had your
Could've been.
equipment and everything.
Yeah, we had equipment on us. That was great because we rented most of that because we were in Europe.
Yeah, of course.
If that would have gotten taken, that would have been like,
Oh, that would have killed you.
We have to fly home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have just ended the tour.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that sucked.
Well,
I lost-
live and learn.
I
I mean,
lost
that
some-
happens to a lot of
I
people.
lost some cool shirts.
I know
and
you
stuff,
did.
But if you have out
Yeah,
there,
you thieves.
thieves. No. If attention thieves. If you have a Generation X shirt size large,
It's Chad's.
no. If you have one, you're willing to give it. Just death face. I'll take it. And you don't gotta tell me where you got it either. There's
No questions asked.
no questions asked.
All right, Chad. That's
All right,
it. Thanks.
that's
Give me
it.
a hug, sweetheart.
Yeah, I'll give you a hug.
Yeah, you're a good
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
proud of you.
Well, thank you.
I really
Thank
am. No,
you.
you
I'm
went
proud
on
of you.
and
The store's
did.
still killing it. Like
It is.
It's not nothing lasts forever. I've noticed that in my life. What's cool that like something that does last is this fucking store. And like I still come in here and act like a little idiot. And
You're
like,
not
look at-
acting.
Look at things and like maybe buy something. Maybe just come in here to
I just
punish
like
you
to
guys.
have you hang out so I
Yeah.
can make fun of you and your mom.
Oh, I like it. We like it. Obviously, she doesn't know.
Well, no, speaking of your mom, tell her thanks for last night. She'll know what's up.
Oh, yeah. She came home
Just
pretty late today.
Innocent
she
is
slept
there.
in. She
Innocent
slept,
was she
yeah,
came.
she slept in. Let's
Damn
go.
right she did. She was kind of knocked out.
Oh, I've gathered.
All right, kids. As always, it's been your pleasure and nothing but a burden for me. Thanks to Chad from Red Death. Philadelphia, watch out. You have been warned. These guys are
Saturday.
coming Saturday.
I
They're
think
going
it's
to play
like
around
2:30 or
3
3
o'clock. Get there at 2.
Go early. If you're gonna watch Gorilla Biscuits and Killing Time, go fucking early and watch Red Death. 'Cause
And
we bring it, and we're gonna.
They
Bring it.
do. And they will have a
Simple.
kissing booth for some reason.
We'll
Tongue
have-
only.
Tongue only, and my balls. That's
Damn
it.
right.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
All right. Bye. Good.
Yeah.